Hello guys, welcome back to part 3 of web scraping for beginners, and in this part we'll be scraping a live website in Python. So sit back, chillax, and let's start coding. In web scraping, one of the modules used to scrape data from the internet is called BeautifulSoup. BeautifulSoup is a Python library used to read HTML, extract data from web pages, search for tags, classes, IDs, and attributes, and navigate through HTML3. Now we go to our PyCharm and we're going to install BS4. Now let's go to our PyCharm. Now we'll go to our terminal here and we're going to type pip install BeautifulSoup. So see pip install BeautifulSoup. So we're going to use BS4, which is the initial for BeautifulSoup. So press enter. Now after this, we're going to type pip install request. Your request has to come with the letter S. Request. Now let's press enter and see. Now the request module is used to fetch data from the website. Now as you can see, we have requirement already satisfied, which means the module is already installed on my PyCharm. Now we're going to type from BS4. We're going to say import. I'm going to import our BeautifulSoup class, and we're also going to import our request module. Now we're going to create a variable named URL, which is the URL of the website we are going to scrape. Now we're going to scrape the website we created in part 1 and in part 2. So guys, if you're just joining in part 3, you can just skim through part 1 and part 2 so we see the website we created, or should I say the web server we created. Now I am in my VS Code. I'm going to just run my website. Yeah, this is the website or the web server we created in part 1 and part 2. Now I'm going to just make some edits on this our website in a jiffy. I'm going to change the title from documents to, let's say, J-code. Now I'm going to create a horizontal row after our paragraph tag. So I'm going to say hrrow. Then I'm going to go to my style.css and I'm going to change my website to, let's say, a white, an ash. Now let's see how the website looks like. Yeah, I think this is better than what we have. Now I'm just going to copy this our URL. I'm going to paste it on a browser so we can actually view it very well. Okay, now I'm in my Chrome browser. I'm just going to paste our website URL here. I'm going to hit enter. Yeah, so this is our website on a web browser. Now we're going to paste this URL on our PyCharm, and let's go and do that too. So I'm in my PyCharm. I'm going to just paste the same URL here. Now I'm going to create a variable named headers. Now this variable is going to tell the browser which website I'm using to scrape, and it's going to be a dictionary. And I'm just going to paste the shortcut from my browser. Now as you can see, this headers variable tells the website the browser I'm using to browse the website. Now I'm going to create a variable named response, and this response is going to be equals to request. Remember from our request module that we imported, and we're going to get our URL, that's the website, and we're also going to get the headers. So we'll say headers. Now this line sends our request to the website, and if we get a response of 200, that means the website is good to go. We have access to scrape the website. Now I'm going to print my response and see the feedback we get from the website or the web server we created earlier. Now we're getting a response of 200, which means that we have granted access to access this website. Now let's print response.text since we are getting a 200, and this response.text is going to give us the actual HTML script of the website. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, this is the actual HTML script of the website we created earlier. That means we can easily access this website. Now let's cancel this and create another variable named soup, which is the scraping variable. Now we're going to call in our BeautifulSoup once more, and we're going to say response.text, and we're going to say html.parser. Now this BeautifulSoup class turns the HTML text into something Python can search and filter, and this response.text converts the HTML script to a string so that Python can read it Then this HTML parser tells Python it's reading a HTML script. Now, after this, let's script the header and the list of the website we created. So now I'm going to create a variable name, let's call it topic. Now it's going to be equal to soup.find. Now we want to find our header tree of our website. Now let's go back to our website and see what happens. Now I'm back to my website, and now I'm going to right click. I'm going to inspect our website. I'm going to script this is a green text. This is what we are going to script from our website. This is a green text. Now let's go. This is our HTML element here. As I inspected the website, now I'm going to search the line that says which this is a green text. I'm going up. Yeah, this is a green text. As you can see, this is what we are going to scrape from this. We want to extract this text from this website. Now you can see that it's in a heading element of history, which is a history tag, and it has a class selector, and the class name of the class selector is called green text. Now when we are scraping, we want to scrape the tag and the type of selector. As you can see in this line, we have a history tag and a class selector. So now we're going to go back to our PyCharm. Now our soup.find, we need to say the name is going to be equals to history tag, which is the name of our tag, and the selector type is a class selector. So I want to say class underscore. The underscore is because Python already has a built-in class keyword, so we cannot use this one to displace the main class keyword. So we're going to use it as an underscore, and our class is going to be equals to green dash text. Now let's print our topic and see what it is. I'm going to say topic dot text. Now let's run the code and see what it's going to give us. Yeah, this is a green text. As you can see, we have actually script the text. This is a green text from our website. Now let's also script the list. Now let's go back to our, and we want to script the list. And you can see this list is under an ordered list. It just has a list tag with no CSS selector. So we are just going to go back to our PyCharm, and we're going to create a variable name items, which is going to be equals to soup.find. And remember, it does not have any class selector, so I just want to say li. And now we want to print our items. So say print items dot text. Now let's run the code and see what happens. Yeah, milk. Now, what if we want to print all the list of our item? Now, if we are going to print the milk, eggs, and flour, what are we going to do? Now, let's go back to our PyCharm. So we're going to remove this. I'm going to say soup.find all. We're not using the find now, we're using the find underscore all. I want to find all elements with the list tag, which is li. Any tag that has this li, this list tag, we want to scrape all content of it. Now, since we are doing this, we're going to now use a for loop. So we're going to say for content in items. I want to say print content dot text dot strip, to strip any spaces we are going to get. Now I'm going to put my colon here so it doesn't give us an error. I'm going to delete this last line. Now let's run the code and see what happens. Yeah, we're having milk, eggs, flour. Then this is a green text. So guys, this is how you extract content from a website. Now let's do that on a real live website. Let's go. Okay, now as you can see, I'm back to my Chrome. I'm going to create another new tab here, and I'm going to browse out for a website called books.toscript.com. Now let's press enter and see what happens. Yeah guys, this is a website for scripting books. You can see books to script. We love being script. Now this is the website we use to script books. So now I'm going to script the first 20 books in this website. This is a live website, by the way, not the web server we did earlier. Now we're going to copy this and let's paste this website on our PyCharm. So now we create a variable name URL, which is going to be equals to our website once more. Now I'm going to create a variable name headers. Now remember, this headers variable is useful because it tells the website which browser we are using to access the website, so it doesn't take us as a bot and prevent us from accessing the website. Yeah, I've pasted the format of how the header is going to be. I'm not going to paste this on the description, so if you're trying, you can just copy it from the description instead of browsing out this specific line. Now we're going to create a variable named response. Our response is going to be equals to our request. Remember what the response variable does. I'm going to get our URL, and I'm also going to get the headers, which is going to be equals to the headers. Remember what the request, the response variable does. It sends the request to the website to get the HTML content from it. Now we're going to print our response and see the feedback we get from our website. Yeah, we're getting a 200 response from our website, which means bookstoscript.com has allowed us to access the website. Now we're going to create another variable named soup, and this soup is going to be equals to our BeautifulSoup module, and we're going to say response dot text, and we're going to say HTML parser. Remember, this line turns the website to what Python can search through. That's what this line does. This response.text, HTML parser. Now we're going to find each book. So we're going to create a variable named book, which is going to be equals to soup. Now let's go back to our website and check out what we have here. Yeah. Now we're going to right click and inspect our website. Now I'm going to scrape the books. So we're going to see what we are going to do. I'm going to click, let's click this instead of going like this. I'm going to click this guy here. This guy is going to help me to navigate it from the website. Now I'm going to see the first book. Okay, name of the first book is inside a div container. Let's see. Okay, it's in a anchor tag under a h3 element. See, this is a h3 element. If I open the h3 element, I'm seeing an anchor tag here, but I think I should scrape it from the anchor tag. Okay, now we're going to check from the container. Yeah, this is the container. The container is an article tag and has the class selector here. And I'm going to use this container to access the name of the book. Now let's go back to our PyCharm. I'm going to say soup dot, since we are using a container, I'm going to say soup dot select. I'm going to select an article tag. The select has just one parameter it needs from you. What you're going to select, the tag of what you're going to select. So I'm going to say article tag. Now I'm going to use a dot because of the class selector uses a dot. Remember I said that in part 2 of this course. Product underscore pod, which is the name of the class selector. Now we look for each books because each book is stored in the div container. Look at it. This is article class. Let's check this one again. The same article class. Let's check the next book. The same article class. If I go down once more, let's go down to our website. Let's see again. This book article class. Let's check this one again. Article class. You can see all of the books are stored in this container called article class. So that's why I'm going to scrape each information from each book using that container alone. That's why we're using a select function, not the find function. Now we're having the article.product pod because the name of the class selector is product pod. Now I'm going to say for book in books, we'll use a slicing method here because we want to slice books not more than 20. So let's correct this. Let's correct this. For books in books, yeah. Now I'm going to create a variable named title. This variable is going to scrape the name of the book. So I'm going to say book dot select. I'm using the select one keyword. And let's select our name of the title of our book. Yeah. Now I can see it's inside a h3 element, and this h3 element is storing the anchor tag. Now let's check the next book and see whether it's the same thing. This is stripping the velvet. Yeah, this is the same thing too. A h3 element storing an anchor tag. Let's check the next book. Yeah, the same thing too. So now, as you can see, all the books are stored in the same format. A h3 element are storing an anchor tag. Now we're going to put this on our script. Now let's go back to our PyCharm. Now I'm going to say history. And remember the history element is storing an anchor tag. So we're going to put A, which means history element in an anchor tag. Now if you notice, all these are under the article tag. It's the class selector. Now let's go back and confirm. Let's go up. The history element is under this article tag. That's why this article tag is the container of everything here. So as you can see, it contains everything in this container. Contains the image, the rating, the title, the price, the stock, and the button. This is what the article tag with the class selector is storing. Now the same thing we did here, we're going to check again, and you can see the title is equals to a light in the Arctic. Let's check the next one again. The title is equals to tipping the velvet. Now we want to put this title keyword here, and let's go back to our PyCharm. I'm going to say outside this parenthesis, we want to create a square bracket. I'm going to say title. Now as you can see, this line finds the title inside the anchor tag using the history element, enters through the history element from this class selector, and looks for the header element and the anchor tag, and from the anchor tag it finds the keyword of title to get the full title of the book. Now we want to create another variable named price, which is going to be equals to our book.select one once more. Remember the price is under this article tag with the class selector of product_pod. Now let's go back to our website and let's script the price and see where the price is. So we're going to navigate to our price. Yeah, as you can see, the price is a paragraph tag that's the class selector named price_colon. I'm going to go back to our PyCharm. Now remember, it's stored in a paragraph tag, and that paragraph tag has the class selector. So remember, it's a P. I'm going to say dot, and the name of the class selector is price_color. So say price_color. Then we'll now say text. I'm going to strip any form of empty spaces here. Now let's print and see what it looks like. I'm going to use an F string, and we're going to print the title first. Then we're going to print the price of our book. So we'll say price. Now let's just do this so it doesn't give us an empty space. So title dot strip. We're going to strip all form of empty space here. Now let's run the code and see what happens. Now before we run the code, can you like, share, drop a comment, guys? Drop a comment in the comment section. Now let's run the code and see. So this is it. This is the 20 books that we just scraped. You can see a light in the Arctic, and this is the price. Okay. Now we're getting this extra keyword because of the format we used. So I just want to put an extra line of code to make sure that the symbols are displayed correctly. So now we're just going to do from here. We're just going to say response. Remember the response sends the request to get the HTML content of the website. So we're going to work on our response and tell the response the encoding is going to collect, and the encoding is going to be equals to our UTF-8. Now let's run the code and see. Here, as you can see, the symbols have come out correctly. This is a British pound, if I'm correct. So this is how you scrape data from a website using BeautifulSoup. After this, you can actually upload it into a Excel file or a PDF file, depending on the kind of work you are working on. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Like, share, subscribe, guys.